to show you how we took 20 chicken carcasses and turned it into that amazing looking broth. Okay, so I've got 3 onions here, and I'm going to chop these up into caramelizable chunks. I'm going to peel them off first and then chop them up. And the little tiny baby one. I feel like you're judging me, my knife skills right now, which I'm not, the best.
But. Careful, don't start trying to show off and cut your finger off.
No, that's where my fingernails come in handy. Do you know how many times my fingernails have saved my life? Or at least saved my finger? Many times.
Okay, now the garlic's going to need to go in a separate bowl.
Because you're anal retentive, or because it really actually needs one?
Because it really actually needs to, because it's going to go in at a different time.
Okay, I'm going to take this bulb of garlic and I'm going to pull out some cloves and chop them up. I'm breaking up some of that famous Crouch Ranch homegrown garlic right now. Good times. Getting all the paper off the garlic. I like to use my handy dandy little garlic squisher, but Mike says that we have to have this chopped. So.
Actually, just basically crushed.
Whatever. I put these in a separate bowl because Mike told me to. No, I put these in a separate bowl because we're going to be adding them at different times into the stock. I'm going to put these onions in this pot to start them caramelizing and get the sugars out of the onions. It smells good already. Okay, we're going to let these caramelize for a little bit before we add the garlic. Okay, once you have it nice and caramelized, go ahead and add your garlic. And then add some water. Huh? Now I'm going to deglaze the pan, get all of that caramelization off the bottom of the pan now that I just added the water. There you go. Looking good. It's time to decide what flavors you want to add to your stock. So I don't like to add additional salt because I like to save that for whatever the actual recipe is I'm using it for. And most of the times I skip the salt or do a smaller quantity of salt anyway. So if you're like me and you're not wild about salt, don't add any extra now. If you love salt, go ahead. It's not going to make any difference as far as the canning of it. If you're going to be canning it, you don't have to add salt to preserve it. It's going to be pressure canned if that's what you're doing. I'm going to add some whole peppercorns. You don't have to add a lot with those. A little goes a long way, but I've also got some Grizzly Joe's trail dust. So Grizzly Joe's is great. We love their stuff. They are local. They are just up the road from us in Temecula. They're made in the USA, obviously. And it's just, real basic, simple seasonings. This one has sea salt, black pepper, garlic, paprika, red pepper, and dill seed. So I'm going to add some of that. It's got a really great flavor to it. We use this a lot of times when we do, our meats. We really like them. Okay. Now we've got some basil over here. Some of these were starting to go to seed, so we had to kind of trim them back anyway. So I thought, why not just add them, throw them in here. I'm just going to cut them up into chunks here. Oops. Just to break up some of the oils a little bit, and I'm going to throw those in here. Now remember, you're going to sift out your stock. So anything that's chunky or like the peppercorns and stuff, that's all going to get strained out, and you're just going to be left with the flavor. So Mike had the idea. We just harvested some of the broccoli leaves because we're going to be having that later today. But Mike had the idea to go ahead and take these stalks and throw these in here for some flavor. That neck is going.
Broccoli stalks are good. They go good in soup.
Stir fries. I am Xena Warrior Princess.
Are you?
No, not really. She didn't use a flavor. To the best of my knowledge. So yeah, as you can see, if you have a barrel house cooker and a large cutting board, it also doubles as another workspace for you before you start actually grilling on it. This looks amazing. So we've got the broccoli greens from our garden in here, our garlic from this year, our basil from this year, some local Grizzly Joes thrown in there. That's not bad. And of course, our chickens that we raised and butchered, which we're gonna add right now.
All right. We got 20 chicken carcasses here that I busted up. Parted these out last night, and there's a lot of good stuff still on them besides just the bone.
There's some good water for your garden right there.
That's right. Put that in the garden.
So now we are going to add more water. We've just put the carcasses in here. Now Mike's going to put some more water in. So we usually fill this up to the top rivet here for the handles. That's what we use as our marker on this particular giant pot. Then we let this simmer down until it reduces by 1/3. Alrighty.
Done.
Now we let it sit. Okay, so after this is boiled down and reduced by about 1/3, it's time to strain it through the colander. But you can see how everything, the carcasses have just sort of fallen apart. These were all whole when we put them in, now they're just pieces floating.
Okay.
Sorry.
gonna be one happy pig.
Right.
Beautiful color in there.
Don't burn me.
Whoa, gotcha.
I feel like I'm panning for gold. That's a decent amount, so that's the amount you get.
How many gallons does one of those hold? 5 gallons?
I don't remember. A lot.
It's a lot.
Alright, so all of this carcass that we just strained out of the broth that we reduced down, all of this is perfectly great to feed to your hog. So that's what we're going to do with this. Nothing's getting wasted around here. All these chicken carcasses that we butchered, that we raised, they're going back into the pig. Now that we have this strained out from the big chunks, we're going to go ahead and set this in the cooler. Let the fat float to the top so that it solidifies. Then we can scrape it off and put it through another straining process. Well, thanks for watching us make that great stock. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, click the like button for the video, and also make sure you're checking us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. What is it? Oh.
That is good, but it's hot. It's not spicy, it's just...
It's not hot.
No,
Both of them like slurping
Wow.
over here like I've
That's
never
a lot of
given them-
flavor, dude.
It does have a lot of flavor.
That
It's
is a
really
really
good.
good stock.
It's about perfect.
Really good.
I think that's
I
my
think
best
that's our best
batch.
stock.
Mhm.
Yeah. You freaking nailed that. Dude, was it the Grizzly Joe's that kicked it up?
I don't know. Maybe it was the basil. But
Ooh,
either way,
basil.
it's pretty good.
I'm trying to see if I can taste the basil in there.
it's good,
There's-
really
Definitely.
There's a
good,
lot
but it's like
of flavors in
temperature
there.
hot. It's
That
not-
is a
It's
that's
really
not
good.
like spicy hot.
that,
I would
that,
make some noodles and put that in here right now.
that thing. Yeah, it
Yes.
totally stands on its own.
Yeah, it's really good. That's
Totally
gonna be
stands
It's
on
like
its
some
amazing.
own.
noodle soup.
Like you add
Oh,
this
good.
when you're cooking rice or quinoa.
I would seriously throw some noodles in that and like